up, everybody? I'm Blessed and Free. Welcome back to another episode of DOC TV. If you're tuning in for the first time on this channel, I talk about prison, jail, crime, and the corruption that goes on in all of those. So if you're new, man, I'm going to give you that 5-second window real quick to go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Alright, so now that you're subscribed, don't forget to turn those post notifications on all, so every time I drop an episode, you'll get a notification. So in today's episode, man, I've been taking some polls on my community, and I've been saying it for a while, but I'm going to get into my personal stories, and I'm going to just start dropping personal stories. I've already dropped some. I'm going to go back to the last one that I did. It was, I think it was called Where My Childhood All Went Bad or something like that. I'll go ahead and link that in the description. So if you want to start following and you get to hear my life, you know, a lot of people have asked me to do it. And the reason why I haven't got right on it and done it, one, is because I've been busy, and two, because, you know, talking about 75% of my life isn't something really I'm proud of. I made a lot of dumb decisions, ended up in a lot of bad places, around a lot of crazy people, and, you know, it's just not something I'm proud of. So when I talk about it, you know, then I lay in bed at night and I think about a lot of the shit that I did and that I saw and went through. And sometimes that shit hurts because a lot of it was pain and a lot of it was self-induced pain because I was putting myself in positions that I shouldn't have been. And you're going to get to hear all that. And I'm just going to be open and transparent with you all because, you know, I'm sure a lot of people can relate to what I've been through because a lot of people go through a lot of shit that I've been through. So we're going to go ahead and get into it. And today we're going to be going over my personal stories. All right, so to recap a little bit about the episode before, I'm 12 years old. I got arrested for an armed burglary and a grand larceny. I went to juvie for 30 days. I got out. I went to court. I had a lawyer. You know, I pled out to the burglary and the grand larceny, and I got put on probation until I was 18. And I had a bunch of shit that I had to do in order to fulfill all the stipulations that was on the, like, included with the probation. So, you know, after that had happened, I did good for a little while, a couple years, I want to say. And, you know, I don't really know what it was like when I look back on my life, you know, where and why I started to like veer off the road onto the dirt roads, if you know what I mean. So I don't really know like where in my life like that pivotal moment came. I do know that when I was at the age when I robbed a house and I did that type shit, you know, it was like I would watch a gangster movie like Scarface or, you know, Boys in the Hood or one of them classics, and that's what I wanted to be like. Even though I was living with my grandparents and saw my grandfather, you know, work a corporate job, make a salary, and, you know, raise a family. When I watched that movie, I wanted to be like that. I didn't want to be like the normal person. So that's really like when I noticed that, you know, I was wired a little bit different. And then, you know, I started getting in fights at school and doing that whole thing. I can remember, you know, I had like 4 really tight friends that I grew up with. And, you know, around 15, we used to just go to the movies on Friday. And we weren't even there to watch a movie. We would get dropped off, you know, everybody from our school and a bunch of other schools would meet up all at this movie theater. And we would just go around looking for fights. You know what I'm saying? Like we'd be walking through the crowd, boom, hit someone with their shoulders. Like, bro, you got a problem? Like start talking shit. And then we start fighting. So one night we're at the movie theater. We ended up getting in a fight with this kid. And as my friends talking shit to him, I came up behind him and yoked him up, picked him up and dropped him and like fucking dropped him. So we end up running because we knew like we hurt the kids. So there was a Taco Bell in the shopping center. So we go to the Taco Bell. And when we're leaving Taco Bell, one of the people that was at the movie theater and saw the fight and watched us go to Taco Bell, as we're leaving, he follows us and starts calling the cops, telling them where we're at. So they pull us over. You know, we're there for like an hour. They go get the kid that I yoked up and slammed, and they put him in the back of the cop car. So all of us are standing out on the curb, and he's in the cop car, and they just drive him by real slow, and he pointed me out of the people that slammed him. So now I'm on felony probation. I'm in a different county, so I'm not even in the right county. This is how dumb I am. I get arrested, go to 49th Street Jail. I go to the Jack Center back in the day when shit was treacherous then. So I'm in there for like a day. I don't know how it all happened, but they end up releasing me to my grandmother. So she comes and picks me up, and then she brings me home, and now I gotta wait to hear about, is this gonna violate my probation? So it was just all bad, man. Like I eventually it seemed like every decision I made was bad. It was almost like I was looking for attention and I just didn't know how to get it. And it's easy to fuck up in life. It's hard to do the right thing. At least that's my story. When I was growing up, I just said, fuck it. Like to authority, anybody that tried to tell me what to do, I knew everything. You couldn't tell me anything. And that's just how I was living. And, then I started getting into listening to gangster hip hop and rap. And I saw the movie Juice. And if you haven't seen the movie Juice, man, go check that movie out. Tupac Shakur's in it. He plays like this ruthless gangster killer. He turns on his own friends. And there's a line in that movie that Tupac says, and I promise you, I thought I was Juice. I thought I was Tupac in this movie in my life. That's how delusional I was, trying to be like a gangster and be this hard dude. And this was the line that he said.
Man, what's your problem? You my fucking problem! People sweat us on the street and you don't even give a fuck!
I think you're exaggerating.
That's bullshit, man! We run from the cops, we run from Rodamans, we run from security guards, we run from old man Quills in this fucking bullshit store when he come with that bullshit gun. All we do is fucking run.
Not everything he said, but there's a lot of shit like I felt like I wished I could have said that to somebody in a situation. You know what I'm saying? It was just crazy, man. So I'm doing stupid shit. I'm waiting on this violation, and I'm 15 years old, and I'm in high school at this time, and I have a history. And when school started, the 4 homeboys I used to chill with, we all had the same schedule. So we were in every class together. So we're in this history class, we get this new teacher. She's pretty good looking. So in the class, we used to flirt with her and just do dumb high school shit with her, right? And all this took place in the beginning of school, and now it's October. So everybody in the high school used to go to Guavaween to, party and go to the parade and, throw beads and all that shit. So me and my 4 homeboys, we go to Guavaween, and when we're down there, we're in the middle of the street, and there's all these girls on their dudes' shoulders, and they're taking their shirts off, and dudes are on the balconies throwing beads down to them. And we're videotaping all this. So we kind of were vlogging it then before there was vlogging. So as we're doing this, there's all this commotion, and there's this chick, and she's getting all these beads thrown at her. So we're videotaping it, and then we figure out who it is. And it's our history teacher, and I'm not gonna say her name because I don't wanna put it out there, but so she's on her dude's shoulders showing her tits, and we have it on tape. So we talk about it that night. She doesn't see us, none of that shit at Guavaween. So then we go back to school Monday. We're not doing a fucking thing in that class. Our grades suck. So I was like, man, we need to take the tape. We need to take it to the teacher. We need to tell her that we have it and that we all want A's on our report card this semester, or we're gonna bring it to the principal. And they're like, hell yeah, bro. So we all wait. We're at 3rd period, and then we had lunch. So they used to call lunch, and everyone would leave the class and go walk to lunch. Well, we all stayed back, and she's still in the classroom. So I was like, check it out. We have a video of you. We were at Guavaween, and we saw you on your dude's shoulders with your titties hanging out, and we have it all on video. And all I'm asking is, we're asking is that you give us A's on our report card. That's all we want. But if you don't, just know that we're willing to take the tape to the principal. And then we turned around and we walked out. So then we end up going to lunch after that, and we're all like, man, I wonder what the fuck she's gonna do. And I'm worried she's just gonna go to the principal and we're all gonna get fucked. And ding ding, eventually that's what ended up happening. So they bring us all down to the principal's office. She's in the principal's office. We're all sitting in there with her, and the principal's like, so what's going on? And we don't say anything. We're like, we don't know what she's talking about. We're not gonna admit it, you know what I mean? And we never admitted it. So she told the whole story, which was the truth, obviously. And they ended up giving me 10 days out of school suspension. So I go home, I tell my grandparents, blah, blah, blah. They end up calling the school, and they're like, because I'm denying it. So they call the school, and they're saying he didn't do it. So they schedule a meeting with the principal the following day. We go to the principal's office. The teacher's in there, so is the principal. We go in, the same shit happens, that happened before. She told her whole story. So as we're in there, my grandfather's in there, and I can tell he's looking at the teacher. and he's like listening, and I'm not gonna say her last name, but when he heard her last name, he figured out who it was, and it was some guy that he used to work with was her dad. So he knew like her dad and her families, which made it like 10 times worse, because now I'm like, you know, potentially blackmailing my fucking grandfather's friend's daughter. So it was a messed up situation. And like I was saying in the beginning, like I'm gonna share these stories because they're my personal stories, but I'm not proud of anything I did. I obviously was an idiot and made some dumb decisions, but you know, we all make dumb decisions in life. It just, you know, it's what you do after that that matters. So I'm gonna keep dropping personal stories, and I'm gonna try to put them in order so you guys can follow. I appreciate all the support. I appreciate everybody that subscribes to the channel, likes the video, shares them. Big salute to everybody out there doing that. I really appreciate it. If you're new and you're tuning in, man, hit that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. And with that, it's DOC TV, and I'm out.